And it's, as we mentioned, it's made out of bone. So this is the way into the interior. That's a membrane there. It's called the oval window. It's not a true window. It's a membrane. Okay. And if you can please just pay attention, this is going to get key. And we'll of course lecture on it on Monday or Tuesday. It'll be great if you can like walk out of here with this bit of knowledge. So we left off with this membrane is vibrating. And we know how that happened, basically by the stapes, and you can follow it there. Okay? So the inside of you see three ducts here. These are ducts, but really these are coiled up. But if we take it in the coiled up shape, it's so confusing, I can't even understand. So we uncoil it, and when it's uncoiled, we very clearly see these three ducts. We also might notice that the top duct is contiguous with the bottom duct. They just go down the U-turn, and then it has a different name. The top duct is called the vestibular duct. The bottom duct is called the tympanic duct. The middle duct, which is the oddball out, the middle one's different. The middle one is called the cochlear duct. Okay? The first two that I mentioned, the top one and the bottom, the fluid inside of it is the same because it's continuous. How can you have one fluid here and a different fluid there? You can't because they're continuous. This fluid is called perilymph. Para means around, and it's kind of around. Endo means within, and this is kind of within. The fluid in the cochlear duct is called endolymph. In the cochlear duct, you see all these green, purple little lines? Those are supposed to be the hair cells. Remember the image we saw of the hair cells? And collectively, it's a big strip of hair cells. Now, you never notice that in a coiled up cochlea. You got to kind of unwind it to realize that this organ of Cordy, which has all those hair cells, is really like a strip of hair cells, like a big long like tape with a bunch of fuzzy stuff on it. And then, of course, it is really coiled up, but let's not worry about that right now. Okay, so here, we're almost done. The vibrating oval window causes vibrations, that's what that's supposed to be, in the perilymph, in the vestibular duct. Not a lot happens, but it moves through the duct and it rounds the U-turn at this structure called the helicotrema. Now on the snail shell, that would be the apex, the pointy part of the snail shell. When it coils up, the helicotrema is at the pointy part of the snail shell. But okay, so it rounds the corner, and now on its way back, it's now in the tympanic duct. It starts to do something. What it does is it, as the vibration comes through, it's going to vibrate or wobble this membrane here, which is called the basilar membrane. It actually vibrates this one up here on the way in, which is called the vestibular membrane, but is the organ of Corti on the vestibular membrane? No. Which membrane is the organ of Corti resting on? The basilar membrane. So when the basilar membrane vibrates, it's like an earthquake. It's like the ground right underneath it is going, and the hair cells bend and they sway and they send off action potentials. So to put it in a nutshell, the vibrating basilar membrane, which is due to the vibrating perilymph in scala in the tympanic duct, the vibrating basilar membrane distorts the hair cells of the organ of Corti, and then it sends off action potentials. And we can't really see any of that in this picture, you know, cranial nerve 8, and it goes to the thalamus. Okay, fine, all of that stuff. The vibration itself continues down the tympanic duct, and ultimately this round window, which is the other membrane, absorbs it. What would be happen if this was just bone, like everything else around here, and the vibration came this way, and then it hit bone? What do you think would happen to the vibration? In this thing, this concept we've covered a couple times lately. What's going to happen? It's going to vibrate this way, and then hit some bone, and what's it going to do? Bounce back. And you're going to get that echo effect, this time with hearing. You're going to be hearing something backwards and a little bit, a millisecond later, and it's going to sound, you know, it's going to be backwards, and you don't want that to happen. And then new sounds are coming in, but the old ones are bouncing back, and it would sound like, wow, 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 like some of my lectures maybe. Okay? So anyway, we don't want that thing bouncing back, so the round window absorbs the vibration, and so it goes away. Just like the melanocyte layer of the eye absorbed the light, we didn't want the light reflecting. Here we have to absorb the vibration because we don't want the vibration reflecting. All right? So, one last note, this organ of Corti has hair cells from this side all the way to the other side, and those hair cells vibrate to different pitches or frequencies. So when someone's playing a high note on the keyboard, like, I think it's way over here, that highest note, it stimulates these hair cells close to the windows, and it goes to the part of your brain for high pitches. Then the big bass note or the kick drum, that stimulates hair cells over here. So this organ of Corti is like a strip, and it's kind of like a piano, except instead of making sound, it receives the sound. But just like a piano, one side receives like the higher pitches, well, in your case, the lower pitches are on that side, the higher pitches are over on this side, and the middle pitches are in the middle, somewhat, okay? So we went a little bit ahead in the lecture to make this diagram have a little sense to you at least, and understanding this hearing takes a couple times. So we've said it twice, quick ones, and on Monday or Tuesday we'll actually go through the details of hearing that I think you're getting most of already. Any questions on the picture, the labels, the concept of hearing?